This is Talk is Sheep, a podcast by the Wild Sheep Society of British Columbia. Come along as we take conversations that matter to you into the high alpine.
Mr. Hamilton from balmy Victoria, another sunny day in the capital.
Just last week, you were rubbing it in that you said that it might freeze this week. So let's get into the weather report there for those that don't know. How's the lawn?
OMG. It's we got a solid 18 inches here, and it's absolutely, just like anything else, where you're not equipped for snow, and to get snow, it's a train wreck, and it's a train wreck, man. Just out and about, there's people in the ditch, and it's chaos. Awesome.
Yeah, I remember the winter of 96, and that was terrible, coming out one morning to go to work and went, no, I can barely even walk to my vehicle. But yeah, we haven't had any snow since our last conversation. We're running less than a foot, but we are minus 35 without the wind. But you don't have to shovel cold, right?
There's always a but on the Canadian winters, right? So, yeah. Were you in Van in 96?
Yeah, I remember that. Right on. I remember that pretty heavily. It was like, oh boy, nothing is moving. Nothing is moving. Buses had a hell of a time getting going. Even the cable buses and the sky trains were stopped. It was brutal. Perfect.
Well, for those, Canadians that are sort of buckled down for the cold winter, this is a great podcast. We have Mark Gushattey on the pod, and we try to get Mark on for a while. He's a good friend and just a great guy. Every time I'm around him or I get a message from him, I just spend the whole time laughing. It's just absolute insanity and stuff. But the cool thing is about Mark that you hear on the podcast is that he gets his FNAWS in it's like, he does it in like 3 weeks or something.
Might as well be. I barely had time to get over the jet lag. It was something like 4 months.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Insane. And just one of those things too, right? It's the hook. It's the classic Jack O'Connor sheep hunter. You're either like hooked for life and just like you go all in, or you never do it again. And Gushattey got hooked, and he antes up, and just a great guy, great conservationist, and always a laugh. It's always funny listening to the guy. He just cracks me up. So.
Oh yeah, while we were chatting, I literally came up with the title of the podcast just from his adventures. Like, where in the world is Mark Gushattey? Because you never know when you're talking to him, right? Where was he when we were talking to him? He was about to go on a moose hunt or something in Alberta.
Yeah, he was in Wainwright.
Right.
He was in Camp Wainwright, and he was. I think he was hunting with Cody Gretson, who's another buddy of ours that comes out to Jurassic, another great guy. He was helping him with his cow moose tag, and I think he ran into Dallas Kono. He's out there, so he's hanging out with Dallas and helping him out. So, or hanging out with him anyway. So anyway, lots of tall tales in the Camp Wainwright that week for sure. So.
Oh yeah, it was a good chat. But yeah, 4 months on FNAWS, like, come on, that's insane.
Yeah, absolutely cool. And then we also touch base on another good mutual friend of ours, Wayne Henderson, who's on the board of directors of the Wild Sheep Foundation, and talk about their first hunt together. And so this is a fun one. I think you're going to enjoy it. We're not so heavy on the conservation. We're more BSing about hunting. Yeah, it's a good time. So
it's nice.
Yeah, one of my favorite talks, or most fun talks that we've had for a while. Okay, so was Santa Claus good to you or what?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna be paying.
Yeah, you got the coal that you deserved. Right?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be paying this bill off for months and months and months.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, cool. So Christmas, we're on the cusp of the new year here. It's been a great year for the Wild Sheep Society BC for Talk is Sheep. We've had amazing guests on. We've got great listeners. We're hearing great feedback from you guys. We'd love to hear more. But just to all our supporters, whether it be on the podcast or for the society, a huge bloody thank you for 2022. We had a great year, great support from our membership, and just excited what 23 is going to bring.
Speaking of the end of 2022, we got a couple of things to wrap up here for some housekeeping, right? The membership drive is coming to an end.
Yeah, so that's a cool one, right? Conservation Partner Membership Promotion. So anyone that signs up, whether it be a first-time renewal, you could buy a Monarch membership, doesn't really matter. You're going to get your name in to win that, and that wraps up here at the end of the year. So just a few more days left on that one. And we're going to draw one lucky winner randomly. And what does that get you? It gets you $1,000 to spend with any one of our 6 conservation partners. And so great opportunity. So if you're thinking about buying a membership, now's the time to do it. Plus, you can double dip for like the next 3 days. So we've got a life membership promotion. So if you are a life member at the time of drawing, so we're going to draw. What we're doing is we're giving away a WSF Weatherby thin horn rifle chambered in 6.5 RPM. It's got a Leopold VX5 HD on it. Absolutely gorgeous setup. It's custom for wild sheep. It's not even off the factory floor yet. The first one hasn't even come off, so it's a brand new rifle. But it's after that Mark V series. It's carbon 2.0 barrel on it, super lightweight, just gorgeous titanium, the whole works. And we're going to give that away to every single life member that's on our list gets their name automatically in. So you don't have to do anything. If you're a life member, so what that means is if you're not a life member, become one. And you're going to get your name in for the drawing. We're going to draw it March 11th at our life member breakfast. If you're at the life member breakfast, you get extra chances to win. And if you monarch up as well, you're going to get extra chances as well. And monarchs will get extra chances if they're at the life member breakfast. So the thing is, Steve's got his hand up. You betcha, buddy. So you already getting extra chances. And then being the life member breakfast, you get more chances as well. You don't need to be in attendance to win. So if you're thinking, oh yeah, well, I'd like to be a life member, but I'm not going to qualify because I won't be there at the life member breakfast, doesn't matter. You're automatically entered. So if you want to double dip, if you do it before the end of the year, you're going to get in on the conservation partner promotion, you can get in on the life member promotion and get a chance to win either a grand with our conservation partners or a rifle valued at over $6,000 that is just going to blow your socks off. Just a gorgeous piece of kit. So yeah, that's my little diatribe about membership. But membership does have its benefits.
Absolutely it does. And apparently I have double the benefits because I'm a monarch as well. Woohoo.
Yes, you do. But you do realize that all directors and social media managers and Talk is Sheep podcast hosts are precluded from winning this, right?
What was that? I edited that part out.
Right on. Yeah, that would be a nice, I guess, spring present. That's
Yeah,
a good one.
no doubt.
So we're going to have that draw at our Kamloops Sheep show on March 11th. So life member breakfast. What else we got?
Mountain Wildlife Conservation Society. Last tax shot at that. For those that don't know what the Mountain Wildlife Conservation Society is, tell them a little bit about it and why it's important to us. Because we keep saying it's our preferred charity. So why?
Well, Wild Sheep Society BC for years has been trying to get charitable status, and we've gone through the song and dance of trying to figure out how to do it, and we could do it. Problem is because we advocate for hunter conservationists as well. There's some restrictions that would come into play under the Charitable Act, and in the end, basically, our team basically said the best route forward is to basically find a standalone charity. So there's the preferred charity, the Wild Sheep Society BC. It's the Mountain Wildlife Conservation Society. I have the privilege of being the president for that. 3 directors from the Wild Sheep Society BC are appointed to the board of directors of the Mountain Wildlife Conservation Society. And we have a total of 7 directors. Our current president of the Wild Sheep Society BC, Corey Green, is the treasurer on there. Chris Barker, our VP of Wild Sheep BC, he's a director. So it kind of gives you the confidence that, this is an organization that we're comfortable with. The purposes support the work that Wild Sheep Society BC does, so we're closely aligned. Although, of course, Mountain Wildlife Conservation Society is a completely separate entity. So great opportunity if you want a charitable receipt. You can make a donation, and if you're eligible, you can get a charitable receipt. We'll help you reduce your taxes. Some pretty neat opportunities there. The key is you got to get it in by the end of the year. So if you want a tax break for this year. So if you're looking for a 2022 tax break and you're eligible for a tax break as a Canadian, if you reach out and make a donation to the Mountain Wildlife Conservation Society, you're going to get that tax break in 2022. So a bit of timeliness there. Time is of the essence if you want to make it happen for 2022.
Yep. Only a few days left, and it makes sense. Yeah. We keep saying it's our preferred charity, and I just figured it'd be a good thing to touch on to tell people why. So that's the tie.
Yeah.
That's the tie. So
yeah, absolutely. And it's pretty exciting, a great opportunity for people that want to donate to wild sheep projects. That's the one. So reach out to me. You probably all know how to get a hold of me, kstelter@wildsheepsociety.com, or you can always give me a ring and I can hook you up. But Anything else we need to touch on? Episode 106, Mark Gushattey. What are we calling it, buddy?
Where in the world is Mark Gushattey? Only he knows at the time. Sometimes I don't even think he knows.
Yeah, I think you're right. Awesome. Again, all our listeners to Talk is Sheep, thank you guys for all your support in 2022. We're stoked for 23. We got some great ones coming, and we'll see you in the new year.
The perception of hunting, has changed. It's our duty now, our responsibility as hunters, to change it back. And we've spent the last few decades trying, espousing that message, preaching that message about wildlife conservation. It's fallen on deaf ears, all of our attempts. I think what we have to do is maybe appeal to the emotional side or the visceral side. We have to tell our story. We know what we are. We know how deeply we care about wildlife. It's just the people out there that are voting to get rid of hunting, they don't understand our stories. Sometimes we have to translate it to something that they understand.
The man, the myth, the frickin' legend, Mr. Mark. Okay, now, buddy, is it Gushattey or Gushattey? Because I've heard you say both.
I say both, yeah.
Okay, all right, so Gushattey. All right, so the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Mark Gushattey. So for anyone that doesn't know who Mark Gushattey is, welcome to the scene. This guy is a frickin' legend, and if you haven't heard about him, it's time you learned about him. So let's start off, Mark. Where the heck in the world is Mark Gushattey today?
I'm in Wainwright, Alberta, we just finished up yesterday doing a Camp Wainwright moose hunt out here. And yeah, I go to Spain in 2 weeks to go shoot a couple of ibex, and Pakistan in January. Supposed to go to Mexico back for a desert and a mule deer in January. And potentially...
Whoa.
What?
Whoa. You're getting way ahead of yourself. We just burnt the whole podcast. Now we have nothing to talk about for the next hour, buddy. We're going to get there. But before we do, do you have a moose tag yourself? I don't think you do.
No, I didn't have a moose tag. I just came along as a helper. My buddy Cody Gretson had a moose tag out here. So we went out. It was like about minus 30 yesterday. And we got our moose down in one day in and out. And we finished this hunt off, which was good. And yeah, it was lots of fun.
Awesome. So was it? It was
a cow moose tag. It's a pretty fun hunt out here in Camp Wainwright. They manage it super well. Like the biologists do a fantastic job out here. It's a good opportunity for Alberta residents for like an extra whitetail or mule deer hunt. There's opportunity for moose out here as well, and elk. Like you don't know. It's kind of neat because you don't know what you're going to see going around any corner. Like you could go around a corner and see a 220-inch mule deer, a 50-inch bull moose, or like a 360-inch bull elk. Like it's unique. It's pretty neat.
That's awesome, and it's pretty tough to get drawn, right? Like, and you can get tags for all that stuff, but it's really the odds aren't great, and you got to build up your priority points and a whole bunch of stuff.
Correct. Like I think for deer tags out here, I think it's like a 9 or a 10 for the primitive weapon one. I believe the same thing for the moose hunts as well. So yeah, takes a long time to get drawn, but it's a neat opportunity. It's lots of fun.
And then really good odds when you do get drawn. The chances are you're going to kill something.
The hunts are short though; they're only 3 days. So like we had we had our moose tags, bull moose tags out here. I think it was about 8 years ago. Me and my buddy Brad, and like the forecast was minus 30, 18 inches of snow, and like 50-kilometer-an-hour winds. So you have 3 days of pretty bad weather, and you might not get anything, but you never know. Like we seen a couple of bulls that probably pushed 50. We didn't get an opportunity at them. The weather was changing, and we ended up just shooting 2 that were in like like just under 40-inch range. But it's a fun hunt. Like I said, you can go around a corner and find anything from a spiker mule deer buck to one that's like 200. I think they have a bunch of 200+ inch deer get shot out of here. Yeah, so it's neat.
Very cool. Okay, so let's back the train up. We talked about where you are today. So where did this all start from you? I met you through Wild Sheep, and but your hunting, love for the outdoors, whatever you want to call it, because your day job is you're a business owner. You run a really, really good business, and it has nothing to do with hunting or the outdoors. So where does that love for the outdoors come? Is this something you grew up with? Did you grow up in the Edmonton area, or where's home for you?
I grew up in Edmonton, Alberta. My grandparents had a farm northeast of the city, and like I think my first experience with the outdoors, I remember I must have been about 6 or 7. I remember still to this day, there was about 6 of us kids going out with my uncle, and we were cruising around on a quad. And lo and behold, we come over this little hill, and here's a chicken, a rough grouse, and he shoots it with a 22. And I'm like, that is the coolest thing ever. Like, I think I remember for my 7th or 8th birthday, I took all my buddies and we went to the archery lanes. So it was like, I started, my parents were never outdoorsy. They were never hunters. My dad liked to go fishing, but there was never any hunting. So that's my furthest back memory of like wanting to go outdoors and doing that, like the hunting side of it. But like I remember growing up, like one of my best friends, Brad Johnson, we would go bow hunting. He was a couple years older than me, so when I was like 14 and he was 16, we would go on adventures all over the place, bow hunting, rifle hunting, you name it. He's one of the best whitetail deer hunters I'll probably ever know. He shot, I think, 5 190s, and I was there for 4 of them. I never shot one, but he's got 5. But like,
he's a good hunter, but is he a good buddy? I don't know.
What's that?
Well, he's a good hunter, but is he a good buddy? Doesn't he? Don't you?
He's a good shot. He can hit those whitetails running really good. But yeah, like that's where it kind of started, and I always wanted to go like do the mountain hunting and the sheep hunting. And he was a bird guide, and we would do lots of bird hunting and the bow hunting for like deer in the bow zone and stuff like that in September and October. I never ever went mountain hunting. And I remember still like my first in with the whole mountain realm was like I applied to a whole bunch of outfitters in BC and Northwest Territories and everything like that to go on a caribou hunt. And I said, can you put me on your cancellation list and send me a message whenever you have a cancellation? I'd really be interested in going. And I remember one morning, it was like 6 a.m. I think I was hungover to the gills. My phone goes beep, beep, and I happen to be awake, and I look at it, and it's an email from Ron Fleming and Brenda Nelson. We have an opportunity to go on a mountain goat caribou hunt in their territory in BC. And I'm like, I think I'm going to do that. And the perk of the hunt was that you get to go hunting with Craig and Donna Boddington. So I signed up for this hunt. Like, I've heard of Craig Boddington, and I'm like, well, sounds fun. There's going to be a TV show going on. You're like, yeah, why not? So I signed up for this hunt. They roll the red carpet. Like, oh, you're from Canada. Excellent. We'll let you pay Canadian funds, blah, blah, blah. It was fantastic. Go and do this hunt, get out to Smithers. There's first 3 days, we can't leave the hotel, or we can't fly out because it's raining. So I meet Craig and Donna, their camera guy, and then there's another guy who was with him was coming in as an observer. His name's Wayne Henderson. So
Wayne was on that trip?
Sure enough, I had my first experience with any kind of mountain hunt. I'm going with Ron and Brenda, some of the best ever. Like, Ron's been doing it forever. And Henderson's there.
Absolutely.
So me and Wayne became best buddies. And Craig and Donna Boddington, like, we couldn't leave for 3 days. So all we did was go down the lounge and have a good time. So it was awesome. Like, go on the hunt. I believe, a 10-day hunt. So we were in camp for 7 days. And of that, I think we only had like 4 or 5 days to hunt. We had opportunities. Like, I passed down, it was a smaller, immature goat. We seen a good one, but he buggered off and the little one stuck around. And I'm like, my guide's like, well, you can shoot him if you want. And I'm like, well, I'd rather come back and shoot a more mature one. So passed on that one, but just the whole experience and everything, even though I didn't get anything, it was fantastic. I said, I want to do this all again. So that's how I got hooked up with the Wild Sheep guys, because Wayne is like, you got to join the Less Than One Club. You got to be part of the Wild Sheep Foundation. You got to come to Reno. He's like, you come to Reno, I'll buy all your drinks. I'm like, come on, man. I'm like, I'm not going to expect you to do that. But he was like, no. He's like, you gotta get into this. He's like, you would love all the people that are involved. He's like, it's like a big family. And sure enough, like that kind of segues into like how I met you. I was at my buddy Cody's house, who I was hunting here with, and I think was working like a 14-hour day or a 16-hour day or something like that. And I was at his place. They were coming back from ice fishing, and I filling a bunch of fish. And I'm like, oh, remember you wanted to go sturgeon hunting or sturgeon fishing? Sorry. He's like, yeah. So I'm like, huh. And sure enough, it was the sheep show was going on then in Reno. Look on my phone, and there was Jurassic Classic. So I bought the Reno entry for the Jurassic Classic that night, and then met all you guys and take it from there. It was probably those two things were some of the best purchases I've ever made in my life. Like the people that I've met from like the Wild Sheep Foundation, Wild Sheep Society of BC, Wild Sheep Foundation Alberta are like family. Like my sheep family I'm closer with than a lot of my normal family, like my biological family. And it's everyone that I've met through those organizations are all top notch. And it just, I believe in the goals that you guys are trying to do, the methods and everything. And it's something I want to be a part of, and it's just proud to be a part of, and I'm so happy I met all the people along the way.
Yeah, awesome, man. There's so much. Yeah, so you mentioned two people or three people really right there that are just phenomenal. And so for those that don't know, Wayne Henderson is a director with the Wild Sheep Foundation. He's been on their board of directors for 9 years. I've got the opportunity to serve with Wayne, and just an incredible human being, and one of those guys that he's been giving for conservation for literally decades. I think he's gone to Sheep Week for, like you look at you and I, Mark, like we've only been a few, this is our life now. We love it. Steve too, like not excluding you, Steve. This is our life. We love wild sheep, our family, right? And we go to these shows, and but you look at a guy like Wayne's been doing it for 35 years. Like it's unbelievable, and he's the hook. Like you meet Wayne, he's relentless, man. Like in a good way. Like he's like he told me, he's like, I'm the guy that's responsible for bringing Mark Gushattey to this thing, and he was, and you're a big part of our community now, and you brought other people, but it's guys like the Wayne that get you hooked, and you just can't say no, and you're just like, you got to be part of it.
Oh yeah, like and you think like Wayne, you think Wild Sheep Foundation, and Wayne lives in like North Dakota, like doesn't he? Like not wild sheep country.
Exactly.
And like he's so passionate about it. And you just meet the guy, and you can see it, and you can tell, and it's just like I want to be part of whatever this guy's a part of. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah. Well, I actually debated having Wayne on the podcast with me, and he's not a showy guy, right? Like he's a modest, humble.
Yeah.
He's a farmer, right? Like that's his thing. He's just a humble, hardworking. And the thing is, Mark, there's a lot of people that will donate to causes, and guys that will write big checks, wealthy people that. And Wayne, I don't know where Wayne sits, but I know that he's not a multi-trillionaire, and he gives and gives and gives and gives. He's one of those guys that I put on a pedestal because I look what he does, and he's donating everywhere all the time. He spreads his wealth around where he can. He tries to support different chapter and affiliates, and the foundation he just supports over and over and over and over. And it's just humbling when you're in the presence of someone like that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, like some people can, like he gives the proportions of that man gives exceeds, like it's unimaginable for like people to kind of factor it in. Like the amount of time that he puts in, like time is worth money, and he donates so much of that to the causes and everything. And it's very humbling, and it's very impressive, and he's just such a nice guy.
Yeah. Wayne tells a story, and I really want him on this podcast, and I don't know if I'll ever get him here, but I'm going to share the story. I'm pretty sure it's with Ron Fleming. And Wayne's obviously good friends with Ron and Brendan. He was flying up to Smithers to and maybe it was that trip you were on. I don't know, but he was flying up to hang out. He just hang out in camp. He'll come out and help out and, cut firewood, do whatever, right? Just to support. So Wayne comes up, and I think Ron had said, well, bring me up some Copenhagen, because he'd get it through duty free or whatever. So Wayne picks it up, brings it up into camp. So he shows up with this massive haul of Copenhagen. And Ron's like, oh, thanks. And Wayne goes, oh, you don't get it. And he's like, what do you mean? And he goes, well, are you a life member to the foundation? And of course, Ron and Brenda are longtime supporters. They've donated over and over, and they've done so much. And I don't think Ron at the time was a life member. And he goes, you're not getting this Copenhagen until you buy a life membership. So he basically forced Ron into buying that life membership. And but that's the way he works, right? He's always, and it's always benevolent, right? He's always getting guys to sign up to do what they can to support. And for one example this year was, on our board of directors, Wayne said, I want to see every director donate. And of course, I think all of our directors are always donating, but he goes, I want to see you donate to our auction. That it's important to me. It's Wayne's last, and he was pretty forceful about it. He did it in all the right way, and he's got all of us directors to step up, and we're donating something to the live or silent auction this year. And just the right message. And just I love the way he works. He's such a great guy.
100%.
Cool. All right. So, Wayne, if we're going to talk more about you, we got to get you on the podcast, and I'm going to make him listen to this one. So let's transition now. So, you got the hook on mountain hunting. What year was that you went and hunted with Love Brothers?
I believe that was 2017. And so I did that one in 2017, and I didn't shoot anything, and I was 100% cool. It was great. The next year, I believe, was the year they had the grizzly bear closure, and Ron and Brenda were talking potentially coming back and doing a bear hunt in the future and things like that. And I'd never been a big bear hunter or anything. And then when that closure kicked in, I tried booking a hunt with them, and sorry, we're all booked. So it just so happened that when we were in Smithers there at the hotel, we couldn't leave for 3 days. We were talking with all the people that were in the same situation as us. And there was two other gentlemen that were there. Cliff and Tom, they ran Nass Valley Outfitters in BC as well. So I reached out to them, and they're like, yeah, it just so happens we got one permit left. Do you want to go? Sure. So I went with those guys. The last year the grizzly hunt was going on in BC. I wanted to get a grizzly before it shut down. And then I did it was a combo hunt, moose, grizzly, and caribou. So it was awesome. Number one target's grizzly. Let's go have fun. Everything. We're super crazy busy with work. And I remember I was talking with them, and everything I was totally assuming we're going to be shooting these things on the river. So it'll be pretty neat to chase these bears on the river when they're eating salmon. We fly into to one of their camps and unload all our gear from the float plane. And I go to Tom, and I'm like, I really didn't think the salmon went this far up the river. And he looks at me. He's like, that's because they don't. I'm like, huh? I'm like, I thought we were going to be hunting off the rivers for these bears. He's like, oh no, we're going up and over that mountain, around that one, and over back there. I'm like, what? I'm like, because I had trained zero for this hunt. So it was uh-oh. So I learned so much on that hunt from Tom, on gear and necessities and everything like that. His first mountain hunt you take, you know what? I might need that. I might need this. My pack probably weighed 80 pounds, 90 pounds going up. And then it's heaven forbid we shoot something and have to bring it all back down plus the bear. So yeah, it was tons of fun. Learned so much. And I got a grizzly on the 7th day of the hunt. We came back down. I shot a moose on the 9th day of that hunt. And then we couldn't fly out due to weather and fog. And I shot a caribou right on the lake there. And I got all three on day 11. So after that, I was hooked. I'm like, I want to do more of this. I want to do this as much as I can. And when we were, the funny thing was too, it kind of will segue into other stuff that I've kind of done, which was sheer luck, is just when we were there in that lounge or at that hotel there too, in the lounge, there's another dude, I believe he was hunting with Dustin Rowe. and the guy was going for all 4 sheep in 1 year. And I'm like, thought to myself, I'm like, that is insane. Like, I'm like, that, who in their right mind would ever do that? Like, is that even possible? And like Boddington and them, like, yeah, they're like, only a handful of people have ever done that. And I like, it was that one of those things that just sticks in your mind. And I remember this. I think he was successful doing it. I'm not 100% sure, but he was. It was just that, just somebody even attempting that, trying to do it all. It was just, it stuck in my head. And like a few years later, with the crap that I was able to do, was pretty neat.
That's awesome. And I want to talk about, go into the detail on that part of it. But before we jump into that, I think a lot of people look at these trips, and for some people it's just out of reach. They just don't have the affordability. But you've been very, I know you and we talk a lot, but you're like, yeah, I've been on this, and you're smart about how you do it. You do a lot of hunting. You got the flexibility because you have your own business. So there's times where you can get away. So you have that flexibility, but you do last minute cancellation hunts. You're always trolling online hunting auctions, and there's some pretty. Am I giving away your trade secrets here, buddy?
No.
Am I going to screw up your plan here?
I think people know about them already, so it's good. But it's like,
right. So yeah, talk about that. Talk how you've been able to do this, and about some of the wicked deals you've got on this stuff, and then. You've also traveled for it, right? Like you've found some, you were hunting brown bear in Russia.
Well,
right?
no, like I did brown bear in Alaska. Like some of these hunts, like I'm a firm believer that if you really want to accomplish something, nothing is unattainable. Like it's just a matter of how bad you want it. There's always a way to do it. Like going back even before I ever did my first hunt and everything like that. Like when I was in my mid-20s, I used to work for the city of Edmonton, and like it wasn't a big high-paying job; it was a steady job. Like, but like I was always working to work. I was always trying to work and find ways to make more money to do more things. So like I used to buy when our dollar was really strong, like say in 2005 to 2008 or 9. I'm like, I think the statute of limitations is exceeded. So if I broke any tax laws, I don't think they can come after me. But like I used to import lots of cars from the States. So like I would go and I would buy cars in the States, bring them back, and sell them to people who wanted that same vehicle here, and they would save money and I would make a little bit, and it worked good for everybody. And all the money I made with that, I flipped it into kind of real estate. And then that was making money for me and everything. Then I got married, and then I lost it all and had to rebuild all over again. But like I would like say I wanted to buy like a new rifle or something like that. I would have like part-time jobs, like even delivering pizzas. Like I would go work at the BP's down the road, and I'd make about $150 a night. And that was just extra income that I could put towards going and buying cool hunting stuff or different things. I was always trying to kind of get more so that I could go and like find different ways to make more money. So like when I started my own business and everything, things like some of these hunts like were kind of seemed like out of range, but it was like, well, if I work harder and if I make my business more efficient and things like that, I can obtain these goals that I want to go and do. And like a lot of the goals that I wanted were not so much like material things like buying fancy cars and stuff like that. I wanted to go and do these experiences like these hunts and stuff like that. Like I'd rather have the experiences and these journeys and these adventures than like say going and buying a brand new buying a brand new truck every year, like spending $130,000 now on a new diesel. My truck that I have now, it's about 10 years old. It's got 560,000 clicks. And whenever we go hunting, we're taking that because it's like this thing, I've beefed it up. It runs awesome. And I think I paid $20,000 for it. And it's a Lariat diesel I bought like 6 or 7 years ago. And it's like, I could go buy a new truck, but then it won't allow me to go and do these fun things that I want to go and do. So like a lot of the guys that are always haters, like, oh, you're going and doing these hunts. It's like, I think if you really want to, you can put your resources that you have to a lot of these things. And maybe you can't go and do like a Marco Polo hunt in Kyrgyzstan, but you can definitely go and do an ibex hunt over there. Like there's always a way. I believe that if you really want to achieve those goals, that you can do it.
That's awesome, man. It's about priorities, right? What's important to you, what you want to do, and we've seen that with Schwanke, right? Like he did his FNAWS. Took him 30 years to do it, but he did it. And people are like, oh, yeah, but you're rich, TJ. And it's like, no, I worked hard. I saved my money. I made choices. I made sacrifices. And it's exactly with you too, right? Mark, like you made choices, what's important in your life. And yeah, 100%. Like, how can you, and hey, there are guys that have money too, and that maybe they were born into wealth or whatever, but, and maybe guys want to give them a hard time, but, that's the thing is people can do these things. Maybe they can't do all those things. Maybe they can't do their FNAWS in a year, like some people. But again, you there was risk involved. There was hard work. There was a whole bunch of things that got you to that place. It wasn't like somebody gave you those hunts. You had to go out and earn them, and you created that opportunity.
Yeah, for sure. Like I talk with TJ quite a bit, and I think he's a really good guy. He's a super smart guy, and he's like you said, worked really hard to accomplish the goals and everything that he's done. And he's the kind of a guy you can look up to in those like towards like those goals. Like, and he does he probably does get a couple deals on hunts and stuff like that, but a lot of them are he's plans his budgets, what he wants to do, and not living the high life. Like he's not jet setting around in like a private jet on any of these hunts and stuff like that. And it comes down to your priorities, like you said, and like you can accomplish lots of goals. And like even some of the hunts, like you can find hunts that are good and everything like that, where you might be getting rid of a lot of the markup on lots of them, and then you can afford to go and do them. Like say even buying those auctions. Like I bought that one last year from the Wild Sheep, or 2 years ago, I should say, from the Wild Sheep Foundation for that Bazor Ibex. I did that Bazor Ibex hunt with Shikar, and I just looked at the price, and it's like they're charging $20,000, and it's at $10,000 right now at the auction. It's like, I want to go and do this one day. Well, that day might be coming a lot sooner than later because it's half the price now. And like that hunt was fabulous, like unbelievable adventure experience. Like, but like you kind of have to prioritize what you really want to do, and kind of lots of guys can get distracted by like, say, different things that may take away from their accomplishing their goals, like things that will suck money out of their budgets by doing some of these other hunts or buying these other things or doing this other stuff. It's just taking away from you accomplishing your goals. And if you're really focused on it, you can accomplish those things. Like even I did that walrus hunt this year, and my buddy guy from social media I never met before, I put out a thing. I had a friend that couldn't come, and Matt Murphy from Texas, he's like 30 seconds later shoots me a message. He's like, I'm in. Never met the guy before, talked to him on social media a couple times. Sure enough, like he's 39 years old, and he just completed his Super Slam, and I think he has 2 animals left for his Rex Baker 40. And he'll go and do like, say, for his Super Slam, like he did, I believe, a Thule elk that was a cow instead of a bull. Like instead of spending $30,000 on a hunt, he went and did it for 4, and he got kind of the same experience. Sure, he didn't come back with this big rack, but you have the same experience. You're hunting the same animals, and you're doing it for a lot cheaper than, say, someone that's just after trying to shoot a bull. Things like that. Like even well, like that kind of goes to the sheep part of it, where it's like guys are going chasing the Fannons instead of going doing the BC Stones, which is kind of like you run into a different situation with that. But like, are they the same species as each other? Blah 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 blah. But for the record purposes, like if you're chasing those goals of doing like a Super Slam, then you can accomplish that goal of getting a Super Slam for less funds if you're doing things a little bit more efficiently along the line. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I guess that's the one takeaway for our listeners is, like you cruise online hunting auctions, and there are some pretty good deals out there. So, be open-minded and be flexible, right? And there might be an opportunity. And then also these cancellation hunts is a great opportunity as well, right?
For sure. And like they come up all the time, and lots of the outfitters are looking for people to to go on these hunts. And if you're flexible, you can capitalize on some of them and accomplish some of your goals for a fraction of the price.
Well, I think too, for some of our listeners, you you look at, for an example, like a stone hunt, 70 US or whatever. Now it's pricey. Like that's crazy. But there are a lot of international hunting opportunities that are really affordable, right? Like if you go to Europe or you go to, Eastern Europe, for sure, like there's some pretty good opportunities out there.
Oh yeah. Like an ibex hunt in Kyrgyzstan is like $6,000.
Right.
Like if you're a BC resident trying to go to Alberta to go for a mule deer hunt or something like that, you're going to pay that much money for a mule deer hunt or more. So it's like, do I want to shoot a mule deer or do I want to do something cool and shoot an ibex? And yeah, but it's what you want. Lots of people are scared too of the international hunts because there's lots of stigma about some of those places, and they think that, I'm going to this Islamic country and you know what, I don't like those people, blah blah blah. But man, those people treat you like gold. Like they are so nice. They are so welcoming. Religion is totally separate from the people of those, like how these people treat you. It has nothing to do with it. There's lots of biases and stuff like that are just kind of wrong. But it's the experience and the people. I've never gone on a hunt anywhere that I felt unsafe and that people weren't welcome. And like they all are so happy to see you, and any problems, any questions that you have, they're there to help. It is fantastic. It's quite the adventure. Like the adventures in those journeys and stuff like that kind of push me when I'm having tough days in work and things aren't going well. That's like, you know what? I'm gonna work through this and work harder and work longer because I want to go and do this, and this, and like trying to accomplish those goals. Not even those goals, just do those experiences. Like it's so much fun. It's so interesting. And there's nothing that will put you kind of out of your comfort zone as landing in a foreign country where nobody speaks English and you're on your own. It's just, you get out of the plane, you're like, well, you as being a pilot, I'm sure you've experienced it a little bit. It's like, you're not in Kansas anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and so that's the interesting thing, right? Like every hunt has its own challenges, right, Mark? Like whether it be, you look at, a DIY, sheep hunt, right? Where you have to hike the mountain, you got to find them, you got to do all this stuff. But sometimes it's, maybe it's financial, right? Like maybe you're doing a stone hunt and you have to save that 70,000, or maybe it is flying to this foreign country. Every hunt has its obstacles, and it's not always on the mountain. Lots of times it's off the mountain. It's just getting to the mountain. That's the hard part. And so I guess that's one of the cool things about this international stuff is there's a lot of obstacles and just getting there is a challenge in itself.
Oh, 100%. Like it's not even like, you don't even have to go international. Like even some of the traveling ones, like to the northern parts, like of like Alaska, like to Nunavut and things like that, the logistics and everything and the journey going there is just like, yeah, like you can lose your luggage on the way, everything like that, but it's just conditions. Like there's different hardships and everything like that on all the hunts that you have to experience. And lots of people just think you're going on a guided hunt and your animal's going to be tied up to a tree when you get there. You're going to go open the door. Oh, there it is. Bang. Okay. And your guides are going to do all the work, clean it all up, like load everything all up. And, you're just going to be having darts in the back. Like it doesn't happen like that. Like I've never been on one of those hunts where, everything is all lined up. Oh, here's a pre-scouted ram or something like that. You don't have to work for it. You just show up. We got them right over there. Bang. Okay, off we go. It's like, that never happens. None of the hunts that I've been on. And I don't want to be on any hunts that are like that. I want to have to work for it. I want to have to earn it. I want to be part of the whole process. I want to be out with the guide spotting it. I want to be there the whole time. And it's fulfilling. And like all those hunts too, you can apply all the things that you've learned, say hunting in Alberta, hunting in BC, hunting in the prairies, hunting in the mountains, to all these different scenarios everywhere else. and it just makes you a better hunter. Even the things that you learn over there, you can bring back here and apply, and like glassing techniques and the importance of optics, and even like your equipment, like your layering systems on your clothes and stuff like that. Like we were out here is -30. My buddies are all freezing their nuts off, and I'm good as can be. I'm out there. I have pneumonia, and we're cutting up this moose, and they're kind of getting cold, and I'm like, we're good. Just you need a jacket like this and a layered right, and you're gold. Like, and they see it, and they're like, oh. So we were actually hunting with Dallas Coda from Kuyu. He was kind of out here with us too. He has deer tags, and we were BSing with them, and he brought over one of those burner jackets last night, and I think I probably sold 3 of them for him last night. So the importance of it, and guys see it, and they're like, well, this actually is kind of handy for these situations. And it makes it bearable, and it makes some of the equipment and stuff makes it so you can accomplish even your local DIY hunts. You can be more successful if you have the right gear and a couple different things that you would never thought of if you didn't go on any of these other hunts. Yes.
Yeah, right on. So let's get to the chase here. This is the only reason you're on this podcast. No, I'm just kidding. But no, and all joking aside, I consider you a good friend, Mark, and I give you a hard time and razz you lots. But huge accomplishment to get your FNAWS to kill the 4 different species of wild sheep in 1 year. It's absolutely phenomenal. So before we get into it, how long did it take you? Did you have the days? Did you do
I didn't count the exact days, but I think it was just over 4 months and like a week.
Wow, that's not a year, buddy. That's really bloody quick.
August, September, October. No, sorry, it was 5 months. It was like 5 months and a week. That's what it was. Like going back to even like the last time I went to Sheep Show before Reno, I was going at Reno before COVID. I was right after the Sheep Show. I think it was like 10 days later. I was going on a desert sheep hunt, and I was nervous as hell and everything like that, talking with guys down there, trying to get as much info and everything like that. And sure enough, I go down to Mexico, and the first ram I ever shoot's a desert bighorn, and it was 176. So like that's the first sheep hunt I ever did. I bought it on an online auction and went down there and had a great time. It was fantastic. Shot a good ram and seen a bunch of good sized mule deer and everything down there too. And it was like, this is pretty cool. And then sure enough, COVID kicked in, and a buddy of mine, like COVID was just starting. When I was on the way back, that's when the flying through the States, that's when they were asking you for the first time if you had been to Wuhan and all the restrictions, like before the restrictions were put in, but they were starting to ask all those questions. So I got lucky. TJ went actually like 2 weeks after me, and he was getting closer to kind of when there were more COVID restrictions and things too, or restrictions started. So yeah, I did that right before COVID, and COVID kicked in, and a buddy of mine, Rob Voth, he was like, we should go and see if we can get some hunts here in Canada, since they're not going to be doing any Americans. I'm like, well, that makes perfect sense. So I'm like, you've done a few of these hunts in Northern Canada. I'm like, you tell me where you think we should go, and I'm in. So he did some calling around. He's like, I got this number. I got a hold of him. This is where we're going to go. I'm like, where are we going? With Reynolds. I'm like, oh, I did a Google search. I can't find them. He's like, don't worry about it. This is the place we want to go. So I'm like, I believe you. I trust you. So we book and we go with Dan Reynolds for Doll Sheep. The beginning, I went the first week of September. He went in August, I believe. So fantastic adventure. My guides are Amanda Tompkins and Spencer Wallace. First time I ever met him. I've heard of Amanda. Spencer, I've heard of too. Go out there, meet them. My new best buds. Like these, I love them. Like they're like my family. Hunt was amazing. We got a fantastic 10-year-old ram, I think, on the 8th day of the hunt. It was so much fun. And then I came back, and I believe it was a couple weeks later, I went and I did a bighorn hunt. And I was BSing with you, I believe. And it was like, if I get a bighorn, I think I got a connection in BC. maybe I'll try and do this all in 1 year. So on that bighorn hunt, my guide Shane Copethorne, we found a good ram on the first day, and it was like probably a mid 170s ram. So we made kind of the decision, we're going to hunt this one ram, try and get him because he was something special, and not going to worry about just getting any ram. We want to get a good mature ram. Okay, so we ended up not getting a ram on that hunt. 100% cool with that. We were trying to get an old one. So like I was reaching out to Ron and Brenda about potentially going getting a stone sheep with them and doing this thing that I never thought I'd ever do and try getting all 4 in 1 year. And it didn't happen. So then the second year rolled around of COVID, and it was about May-ish, and talking with Spencer and Dan and them, I'm like, well, if this COVID stuff's still going on, what are you guys doing? They're like, well, we'd love to have you back. So it's like, okay. So I started planning, reaching out to everybody, booking hunts. And it was like, well, I can book going to the Yukon again, doing that. I reached out to Ron and Brenda, and they're like, yeah, we'd love to have you for a stone sheep. So going with Ron and Brenda for a stone, got a Yukon one booked up, going back to Alberta because I haven't got a bighorn in Alberta yet. And then I lined up one going to Mexico again. So it was like, well, I got all 4 of these hunts lined up. Can I make it happen? And yeah, I got lucky. Like, we got a 12-year-old stone on the 3rd day, I believe, of my stone sheep hunt. Then in the Yukon, when I went back up there beginning of September, I buggered up my knee on like day number 3. Dan had seen a good ram, and he figured it was about 13 years old, big old ram. He says heavy. He's like, this is a good one. We want you to try getting this one. And I think it was like Spencer said, it was like 22 clicks from the place closest place we could camp to like get the plane to where that ram typically was. So we were making that hike like every day. And like on day 3 in the evening, I think I twisted my knee or something like that. So we went back to base camp, the weather started to rain, stuff like that. And I think it was on day number 7, we went to a different location, and we got a 12-year-old ram out there, and then went to Alberta. I think I got my ram in Alberta. We had to, the thing about with the Alberta rams is like we found so many mature rams, and I think there was like 10 of them that were broom short. So you'd see like a 12-year-old ram, you're like, oh, that guy's a beauty. He turned profile and just like half an inch short. We'd find another band of rams. Here's 2 mature ones, turn short. And I think we ended up getting, the one I got was 7.5 years old. And I think it was like day 13 or 14 of our hunt. And like, that was the last day I could hunt bighorns. Like the clients that I had working were calling like crazy. I had to get out of there. And like, sure enough, we turned one up. We left camp at like 5 a.m, took the horses back as far as we could. I think it was 6 miles each way, up and down 2 mountains. We got on the rams, boom, got them, hauled them back. I think we got back to camp at 9 at night. I think it was like -15 or -20, just a long day, and it was rewarding. It was awesome, like to get that bighorn in Alberta. And then I went to Mexico, and I believe we got that one on day number 6. And yeah, like even down there, like there's rams, but they know the situation, and they see vehicles, they see people, they go the other way. And when the rams in Mexico, like the hunting over there, you think like, oh yeah, the hills aren't very big. The sheep just went over the edge. But as soon as those sheep go over the edge of those mountains, it's like they get abducted by aliens. Like they disappear. Like you'll see 10 rams go over the hill. You'll climb up, make it to the top. Half hour later, 45 minutes later, you'll see 2. The other 8 gone. Like you can't find them. Like they just disappear in those cactuses. And it's that hunt even there too. Like the success rate's pretty high, but it's not a gimme. Like you have to earn those hunts. You have to help those guides. Like they can spot the rams pretty good, but if you can help them out and spot them as well, then you're increasing your likelihood of finding a good ram and shooting them. Like, talk to lots of guides, like when I do these hunts, and they're like, they have some hunters that come up and they don't even bring their own binoculars. They're like, that's the guide's job to find my critters. And it's just like, I don't understand how some of these guys, their relationship with their guides kind of minimizes their opportunities for success. Like, if you're out there, I treat these hunts with my guides as like kind of like hunting with friends. The more you can help them, the more you guys are working together as a team, the more your chance of success is going to be. And like it was lucky for me that year. I did all 4 North American sheep. I got them in the 5 months. A good friend of mine too, that I'll add also, is I did a black bear hunt in Saskatchewan in May. I got a Boone and Crockett black bear. I shot a grizzly as well in the Yukon. And then a friend of mine hooked me up with a cancellation hunt in Nunavut, and I shot a 10'2" polar bear in the middle of October as well. Like, it was
pretty good.
Oh, it was like dream season. Like, but man, the traveling. Everyone thinks, oh, you're doing all these hunts, it's easy. It's like, man, that traveling is hard, and being away is hard. Like, it's hard to run a business from an inReach. I had a good crew of guys, and they knew what they were doing, and it was allowing me to get away. I had lots of help from like my folks. Like, our companies work together a lot, and my folks were fantastic. They're like, yeah, this is something you always wanted to do, ever. So yeah, I did that polar bear hunt, the brown bear, and then I picked up a brown bear cancellation hunt this spring, and we had that one was kind of a gong show, but we had a 10-foot plus brown bear at 200 yards on the last day, and we didn't even shoot. And that would have been like all 4 bears as well in 12 months. But yeah, no, it was going back again next year with the same outfitter. He's taking me back. He's like, we'll get you your brown bear. So looking forward to that. That's October next year. So that'll be lots of fun. But it's just, but capitalizing on, like, those cancellation hunts, like, keep your ears open and everything kind of ready to go. Like, that one there was Alaska Peninsula hunt, and it was amazing. Like, we seen probably, I don't even know how many different bears, but we would see 10 different bears. The last 3 days of our hunt, we would see 10 different bears a day. Like, they're different bears because they're in different spots. Like, they're nowhere near each other, and like, they're huge. Like, I never thought I'd be a bear hunter, but it's a different feeling when you're like trying to sneak up to this bear that is the size of a moose, and it is gigantic, and their senses and everything are fantastic, and just seeing how fast they move and everything, it is neat. Like, people are like, oh, you don't eat them, so why would you want to hunt them? It's like the experience and the journey, and like, just hunting these animals in their habitat is awesome. And like, you're doing a favor for them too. Like, you're trying to get rid of those bears that are potentially killing cubs. Like even this year we did that walrus hunt on the island we killed our walruses on. There was 4 polar bears on that island, and we were with, I believe there were 6 Inuit people with us, and a polar bear tried to catch one of the Inuit kids. Like, they're radioing us, like, you guys got to get back here because there's a bear and it's not going away. Like, they were shooting at it 20 yards away at the ground to make this polar bear go away, and it wasn't really leaving. Like, we might need to get help. We might need some help out here. So yeah, we had to boogie back, but then it buggered off. But yeah, bears take a toll on all the ungulates in North America. Like, the grizzlies, you're helping out the moose and the caribou and the sheep, getting rid of those bears. Like, there's so many of them out there. It's amazing. And like, we had on that sheep hunt in Alberta too, we had a grizzly try and catch our horses in camp. Like, it was, I think, 10 yards outside of our cabin door, not the cabin door, our tent, chasing the horses. Like, it had no fear of people. It's like, sure, the bears are nice to see and everything like that, but when you see on a 10-day hunt, you see 7 grizzlies and one of them's trying to eat your horses, there's probably too many. But
Yeah,
that's on
there's something to be said about
everything like that.
Yeah, there's definitely something to be said about bear hunting. That's my favorite hunt that's come out now. I've been in and taken some great big black bears, and I took a grizzly before they closed it, and I've been in on a couple other grizzly harvests. And as you said, there's something about it that's just powerful when you're that close, and they don't care. They got no natural fear, right? And yeah, you can't say enough good things about the experience you get from being that close to the animal. So yeah, I love it.
Oh, like that polar bear hunt I did. It was super cool. Like I went direct with the Inuit guides, and they're top notch. They're my friends. I love them. Anything they need, like any parts of their skidoos, anything they need. If they can't find them, like let me know. I'm like, I'll find it. I'll ship it to you. Don't worry about it. Super awesome guys. And we find this one. We seen this one bear is about 75 yards away. We were on a boat. It was in October, and it was an 8.5 footer. They figured, and I went with a father and a son. Ross is probably like 45ish, and Luke is his dad's in his early 60s. Super awesome people. And we see this bear. It's an 8.5 footer, about 75 yards away. I'm like, are we going to get that one? Luke looks at me and he's like, I think we can do better. I'm like, okay. I'm like, that one's pretty awesome. So sure enough, we go down, we find another one, and we come around the corner of the boat in this bay, and this thing is a monster. Everyone's excited. We get the boat on shore, try finding it. Fog rolls in, can't find the bear. So it was getting late. So we go into a bay a couple miles away, sleep there overnight. That's funny because talking about TJ too. TJ went on a walrus hunt after I did this year, and he was telling me how they're going to be camping on shore. I'm like, might not really want to do that, TJ. He's like, why? What's the problem? Like, you're going to be a meat popsicle in your sleeping bag, and you're going to have company 100%. Like, you think? I'm like, oh yeah. Anyway, so we sleep on the boat, everything like that. Next morning we go out, we find the bear. He's like a mile away. We put a perfect stock on this bear. We get to like 40 yards away from him, and we look, and he's sleeping. So my guide's like, I'm going to go over there about 10 yards. I'm going to throw rocks at this bear. It stands up. You kill it. I'm like, no problem. I got a tripod set up, guns on a rest. Like, I'm solid as a rock. He starts making a racket, throwing rocks at this bear. This thing is gigantic. It, after like 2 or 3 minutes of throwing rocks at this thing, it finally lifts its head up, looks at him, looks at me, back to bed. He goes back to sleep. He starts throwing rocks at it again and making a racket. I can see the bear open one eye, look around at us, and goes back to sleep. Like, this thing had zero fear of us. It took us about 5 minutes to get him to turn around, wheel around, and he's on all fours looking at us. And he still was not scared. My guide's like, can you shoot him? I'm like, yeah. So I center punched him right in the middle of the chest. He got up, wheels, runs about 50 yards, piles up. The bear ended up being like a Boone and Crockett polar bear, and it was 10'2". 40 yards away, if I would have shot it with a bow, I think it would have ranked pretty high. So we're gonna maybe do it again one year with those guys and see if we can do it with a bow, bring both the bow and the rifle. But yeah, it was just so neat, like being that close to those things. And like, you just know they've never seen people before, and they are not scared of anything. Like the fact, like,
where was that?
That was at a Pearl Harbor.
Where were you hunting them out of? What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like that hunt that you guys are offering, amazing. Like all those hunts you guys have for raffles are all like world class, top notch hunts. Like everybody in BC should be buying all those raffle tickets up for Christmas. Like those hunts are all amazing. Like you can't, like the experiences that those ones have, like a desert, the polar bear, the caribou hunt with midnight sun, fantastic. Like all those hunts are amazing. Like they're like literally life changing. You'll go on those adventures, you'll never forget them for the rest of your life. They're that good.
That's awesome, man. So when you look back and you've done all that, you've done all these hunts, you've done your FNAWS in 5 months, you've traveled the world. Is there one that stands out? And I know you're going to say, no, they all are blah, blah, blah. But is there something where you go, yeah, this one really resonates? Is there one that stands out?
To be honest, not really. Like, they're all amazing. Like, I'll remember them all. Like, they're like, that's the thing too. It's like, I've known like all the people that used to take me hunting and stuff like that. Going on these journeys and stuff like that, they would have never imagined ever doing. Like, it just, I'll remember every single one of those hunts that I have ever gone on. Like, they all bring their own unique thing, and that's where like even like the whole idea of like taxidermy. There's a thing I had pop up on my Facebook page, and it was showing a lady, I believe it was like in the 1900s, with an elk that she was kind of doing a euro on, and it was just like the memories, like in the trophies. Like, that's the whole idea of the trophies, to bring back the memories of these adventures, these hunts, these success, and all the hard work. Like, they all have their own different, unique hardships and characteristics and everything like that, and they're I can't say one's better than the other, but I wouldn't they're all amazing. Like, people think that like the guided hunts are like, oh well, it's diminished because you're going with a guide or anything like that. It's you're missing out. Like, and even just sticking to your own like province or your own territory or your own state, like, you're missing out on all these things. Like, you might not think that you're a mountain hunter. Like, I grew up on the prairie. I never thought I'd ever shoot a sheep in my life, and going and doing it's like, I want to do this more. And it's just the people don't understand what they potentially could be missing out on, and the joy that they'll have, and the happiness that it'll bring, and the sense of accomplishment. And they might not know exactly deep down what they're really looking for unless they go and do some of these and experience them and be like, I want to do that more. It can give them like a purpose, like, and a goal and a direction for their whole life. Like, I want to do this more. How can I be better at it? How can I do it more often? And a lot of people, like, if it brings you joy and happiness, it resonates through your entire life. Like, I can go and do these hunts. Like, I did one. I bought a hunt for a moose hunt in Kamchatka. Had to go all the way around the world to go to the Pacific coast. I went all the way east, and I remember my guide. He lived in a little shack in the middle of nowhere, and I was looking at everything that this man had, and I knew that all the camo that I had on in my binoculars were worth more than everything that this man owned. And he was the happiest person I've ever met. The joy that this man had, how happy he was about everything. He had literally nothing, and he was so happy. And it's like, you know what? This kind of, I should be thankful for everything that I have. I want to work harder and go and experience this more and see more of the world, see how other people in the world do things, how they live. And it just brings back like how lucky we are here in North America and in Canada for like the opportunities that we have, the life that we live, and all the, like, just our society and just everything. And it makes me feel, so much better when I go and do these, about like, gives me purpose, gives me goals, makes me want to do more, like even contributing more for like the Wild Sheep Foundation, Wild Sheep Society of BC, stuff like that. It just makes me want to do more so that more people can experience it. And it's just, people miss out on all that.
Awesome, man. Now for you, you did your FNAWS in 5 months. Is there anything of the Grand Slam stuff that interests you, like the North America 29? Is that something that you're, because you did, I know you didn't start out that way, but you kind of get caught up in it too, and you're like, oh crap, I could do my FNAWS in 5 months. Is that something you're trying to do now? Is there some box ticking that you're trying to do, or is it it's about the experience?
Honestly, like, I'll pick away at it. I think it's not something that I like, I want to be the highest on that list, so I want to get it done in the next 2 weeks. Like, my kind of goals is I want to see and do more hunts and do more things like that, but I also want to do the ones that I really enjoy, which basically all of them. But like, I like to do, like, say, some of the blacktail hunts, and like, things like that, get those done. And like, I'm trying to do even more of the international ones. Like, I have, well, because of the war in Russia now, I had all 3 tur hunts booked in Russia. So go do those. Like, well, if you're really looking at the list, those tur count for both sheep and goats. So it's like, well, okay. And then we have a couple other hunts lined up. Like, we're going to Mongolia in 2025. Trying to convince a couple buddies you to go to Kyrgyzstan maybe in 2024. Go do ibex, something like that. Maybe go shoot a sheep there. Like, some of those opportunities even too. Like, it's cheaper to go shoot a Marco Polo and ibex in Kyrgyzstan than it is to go shoot a Dall sheep in the Arctic, like in the northern Canada. Sorry. People think that they're so far out of reach, but some of those hunts are actually a better value than the North American ones. Yeah, so it's like, I'm so like to say, like, I don't want to say I have a set, I want to reach this goal, then I'm good. I want to reach this goal, then I'm good. I'd like to get a super slam. I'd like to do the 12 Ovis, the 12 Capra, and get those world slams as well. But they're not like, I'm not actively trying to get them done in the fastest amount of time possible. I'd like to get them done. I'm trying to kind of book it so that I can, and realistically time frames, because the part of the other problem too is if you start booking all these things, you have, like, say an issue, like say that thing in the Ukraine now. Well, those 3 hunts are all kind of pushed back now. So when they're going to come up for time to do it, if I'm booking all these other things, then I'm going to have a huge issue with trying to be in 3 different places at once, and kind of runs into a problem. Like, I like to do a couple different hunts a year, and go on some adventures, bring any buddies that want to come. And like, anyone that has any questions, like, I'm lucky I have 2 or 3 buddies. Like, I talk to Boddington all the time. My friend Ray Moore, he's hunted everything on the planet as well. And I have like 3 really good buddies that I can source for any questions that I have. And lots of people, even probably after this, but like online on some of the forums and stuff, they'll ask me questions about what I think about these and these and these. Like, there's a guy, Adam, there, he won a raffle last year for a stone sheep hunt in BC from Wild Sheep Foundation, Alberta. And it was like, he asked me a whole bunch of questions on what to expect and everything like that. I'm like, this, like, anything I can help you out, man. I'm like, if you need anything, I'm like, I got this stuff. I'm not going on any hunts at the same time as you or anything. If you want to use it, take it, instead of you forking out all this money to purchase it yourself. I'm like, it's all yours, man. Like, let me know. And yeah, just things like that, helping other people trying to accomplish their goals and their just be successful on their hunts. Like, you'd hate to hear somebody goes on, well, even like that Jason Harrison, like, he had that video, that don't wait one, and just the whole, that video, I don't know how many times I've watched it, and it just rested. Like, people push these things off, and eventually they can't do it. But like, just going on those hunts and not knowing, like, I just want to pass off as much information as I can to people and help them be as successful as possible. And like, even if someone's looking for like some of these hunts, because like, oh, I want to get a polar bear for my super slam or something like that, and it's like, okay, yeah, I know a guy that might have a permit here, I'll try and get you in touch with him so people can accomplish their goals. It's kind of rewarding seeing guys get those feats and stuff like that too, and helping them along the way. So yeah.
Awesome, man. Now, the one thing I'm going to give you a hard time about is booking your hunts during sheep week. You missed. So you're supposed to be there last year. You missed it. Sounds like you're going to chase ibex in Spain on this one. So that's my one knock on Mark Gushattey right now. So.
Yeah, that one there. Like, me and my buddy Milan, he was with me. We were in Turkey, and we had bad weather. We couldn't glass the areas where we were hunting well enough to find the ones that we're looking for. Like, the guys at Shikar are awesome. And we'd look at one ibex and they'd be like, that is a very nice ibex, but that is not the ibex you paid for. I'm like, oh, they're like, yep. I'm like, what do you think? They're like, we need to keep looking. I'm like, all right. And then we'd have a couple of days of fog, and they couldn't glass anything anywhere. And just the weather just backed everything all up. And I had to try canceling all my tickets there. Yeah, from Istanbul, San Francisco to Reno. Yeah. But the intent was to make it go directly, but just it didn't happen. Weather got.
Well, we missed you, man. And Milan, just saying.
You're sending me pictures.
Yeah, awesome. Well, hey, Mark, I know that Dallas is he needs your help in the field to chase a whitetail around Wayne right there. So we're gonna let you get back at it. But I know we've been trying to tee this up for a while now, and you've been busy hunting and working and stuff. So thank you for meeting with us and talking about this stuff, and then just for all you do for the society, for the foundation, all the support you do. And also, inspiring other guys to get out there and do your thing. You talk lots about it here, and I'll put your telephone number in the show notes. No, just kidding. But guys know how to get a hold of you, and they can reach out to you, and they do all the time. So appreciate you, man, and thank you again for all you do.
Well, anytime, buddy. Like anybody has any questions, I'm on Facebook, anything like that. Like, ask away. Like, I'm here to help. Like, I want to see guys be successful, accomplish their goals, and do the things that they dreamed of. Like, it's awesome going on these adventures, and like Jason Harrison said there, don't wait, like, go do it. Like, you don't know how it'll change your life and how it'll impact your life until you go and do it. And once you do it, you want to do it all the time. And like, it'll give you a new purpose in life. It'll give you new goals. It'll change everything, the way you look at things, and it's all for the better. So yeah, man, I just tell people, go and do it. Like, don't wait, just go do it. Like, it's awesome.
Awesome. Good words. Sage words to live by. Thanks.
Anytime, bud.
Appreciate it.